excuse kepada mereka yang tak sedar. Sebenarnya kita bercuti minggu lepas sebelum perlawanan kita menentang Arsenal sebab kecewa yang teramat dengan result yang tak berapa baik. Betul, jadi kita mengambil satu minggu kita cuti lah. Dan Alhamdulillah, wah, okey lah, ini kita nampak semua orang boleh senyum. Alhamdulillah boleh senyum. Brandon senyum. Dan kita ada, we have a new guest yang kita boleh panggil guest yang virgin sebab ini first time dia pada malam ini. Teruna. Kita beri ucapan selamat datang kepada Razif. Razif, apa khabar?
Alhamdulillah baik.
Terima
kasih.
Kita punya guest biasa kita, Brandon, apa khabar?
Khabar baik.
Cantik.
Everything good. Everything fine.
Dekat belakang dia ada Go Richarlison sebenarnya. Go Richarlison, tapi kita nampak Go Son je. Go Richarlison. Dan juga agent senyap Richarlison, Abdullah, apa khabar Abdullah?
Baik, sangat baik.
Tengok, sebelum ni Abdullah kalau dia
senyum lebar.
Sebelum ni Abdullah kalau dia senyum nampak gigi, kali ni dia senyum dengan gusi-gusi sekali keluar. Okay, alright, ini merupakan episod kita yang ke-17. So untuk kita mulakan, kita akan mulakan dengan Razif. Okay, Razif, ceritakan sedikit tentang siapa Razif ni. Orang dekat luar tu nak tahu siapa Razif ni, cerita tentang diri Razif sendiri.
Razif.
Dan siapa dia ni? Dan berapa lama dah support Everton FC?
Apa, tak tahu nak cakap apa siapa. Kalau ikutkan asal dia baru lah kan. Tapi dah banyak kira kat Malaysia ni asyik pindah rendah jugalah kan. Cuma sekarang ni alhamdulillah dah pindah balik ke hometown kan. So sekarang duduk sini lah. Tapi sebenarnya saya kerja kat Singapura. Tapi sekarang Singapura tutup kan. Jadinya kira kerja dari rumah lah. Yang tak lama jugalah tapi Singapura kan. Tapi kalau dari segi macam bila saya dah start support Everton ni kan. Kalau ikutkan kata orang panggil apa? Origin story dia lah kan. Origin story dia kan macam superhero semua kan. Saya ni kalau ikutkan dah lama jugalah kan. Asalnya masa paling yang masa darjah 1 kan. Sebabnya
tahun bila tu darjah 1 tu? Nak tahu juga. Boleh lah agak-agak umur ni.
Nak kena agak ke? 85 lah. Sekarang umur saya 43.
Semua orang mesti cerita 85 ni. Okey, silakan. Teruskan.
Jadinya masa tahun tu kan yalah kita biasa masuk sekolah rendah kan, dia bagi rumah kan, bagi rumah sukan. Jadi rumah sukan saya tu ingat lagi, rumah jebat. Lepas tu dia warna-warna biru. Jadinya lepas tu kita pun masa baru mula nak tengok bola kan. So kalau duduk kat JB ni dulu, kalau setiap Ahad dia macam ada pagi-pagi tu ada siaran untuk masa tu English League lah kan. So jadinya kat TV tu tengok yang selalu keluar Timon Everton je, terror kan, warna biru tu kan. Lepas tu rumah sukan di biru, tim Everton di biru, terror lah tu. Okey lah, kita pilih tim ni lah kan. Tapi dari situ dah terlekat lah. Tapi sebenarnya kalau ikutkan nak kalau follow sangat pun masa kecil tu tak jugalah. Cuma kita tengok weekend kan, ada game kan. Ada highlights kan. Tengok dalam Sokabar dia punya result kan, follow macam tu je lah. Sebab ayah saya pun walaupun minat bola tapi dia tak gila bola kan. Sebab tu dia taklah follow sangat English punya football kan, follow banyak local football. Tapi bila itulah start masuk sekolah, mendengar semua tu, tapi dah tengok lah semua orang bukan kita lah, cerita lah kan. Bukan biru kita kan. So banyak yang lain kan. Kita pun okey lah, tak apalah. Kita still maintain kita punya kan. Kita rasa macam kata yalah, kau dah pilih takkan nak tukar kan. Betul lah. Satu lagi, kalau dah jatuh cinta takkan nak lupa kan tu. Jadi kita dah jatuh cinta dengan Everton, kita maintain. Jadinya masa tu itulah sampai sekarang kan. Daripada zaman dia naik, zaman dia 90s tu macam tak kan. 2000 bila David Moyes naik tu kita ada harapan sikit. Lepas tu bila David Moyes belah ada naik turun kan. Sampai sekarang lah. Rasa ni kita kira cinta yang orang kata banyak kekecewaan juga lah kan. Tapi kata kalau itu rasa cinta paling best sekali sebenarnya tu.
Menarik cerita cerita blue lah. Cerita biru Razif. Okey, Razif dekat Johor, JB tinggal kat mana Tanya je lah.
Oh, saya asalnya kalau betul area Kebontik lah. Kalau tahu lah kan. Tapi sekarang ni dah
betul. Sekarang ni kat mana?
Tapi sekarang ni dah baru pindah Pasir Gudang.
Pasir Gudang. Okey. Pasir Gudang ni dulu tempat ulu. Masa time saya dengan Brian dekat Johor dulu, dia ulu sikit. Tapi dia perasan sebab dia ada lintas lumba. Jadi dia perasan lah. Itu aja yang dia ada dulu. Mana ada benda lain pun.
Sekarang pun kira jauh. Cuba dah ramai orang lah.
Okay. Alright. So seterusnya macam mana Razif tahu wujudnya Everton Supporters Club Malaysia ni?
Sebenarnya saya tahu lama juga kan masa saya kalau dulu saya tak ingat exactly bila, tapi rasa macam late 90s early 2000 tu macam ada keluar khabar kata okey Supporters Club.
Oh ada. Kita ada
masuk dulu. Saya ingat lagi kan masuk NST dia keluar itu apa kan. Betul. Saya ada kontak kan masa tu. Saya kontak kan okeylah masuklah dalam you punya ada kita punya ada chat group semua tu kan. Tapi tak aktif lah. Dengan macam gitunya tu kan. Tapi lama-lama lepas tu kira macam semakin sibuk kerja kan. So lepas tu pindah randah kan. Lepas tu kita pun terlupa kita punya
asal-usul.
Saya tengok itu kita asal-usul apa? Masa tu ada email trail ke apa? Tak ingat apa? Tak kan? Bila dah pindah lama sangat. Bila dah pindah kerja kan. So email pakai email kerja. Maksud dia dah register kan. Lepas tu dah pindah kerja tak pakai lah.
Betul.
Jadi lepas tu lama kan. Tapi tak ada kan dengan apa? Dengar lah itu korang banyak-banyak lepak dekat area sama APJ. Apa nama tempat tu tak ingat?
Oh,
game tu kan. Masa
ada futsal kat atas. Ya.
So apa tu apa nama tempat tu kan? Saya tak ingat tapi adalah sebab terfikir kadang-kadang datang kan tapi banyak kerja banyak jalan kan. So fikir weekend kalau balik nak spend dengan family lah. Katalah wife bising. Tak adalah datang kan.
Tak apa. No, because why? Yang geng-geng yang masa dekat PJ tu pun ramai yang ramai pun dah bukan beralih arah tapi dia orang pun dah mungkin
slow down.
Mengajuk Everton jadi dia memang slow down. Jadi kita ada group yang baru ni alhamdulillah. Okey. Alright. So baru-baru ni kita ada berita gempak berlaku behind the scene. Perbincangan hangat berlaku dekat belakang. So baru-baru ini nama gempak yang menarik diri daripada EFC Muscle Brands. So this question is going to Brandon. So what do you think about our Mr. Brands leaving us? So is there any impact actually? It's not about why he left, but once he left, do you think is there going to be an impact? After he left?
Okay. We all don't see the real story within Goodison, all right? We just see from outside, we hear news coming in and out from there. But we don't know. According to what we see earlier, Muscle Brands is the director of football, but allows the managers to move. But what we are hearing is that he controls a lot of things. So that means the managers also might not be able to make certain decisions. All right. So there might be an impact while he was there that we don't see. But right now, he's out. We won the game. I don't think it's a connection. I think it's just something is going to happen. I think the real impact going to be seen over the next few weeks. Hopefully. Okay. Because last time Muscle Brands also have direct impact on people coming in. And that's going to open in the January window. So we see whether there's anything going to be being done down there. We hear that Rafa has been having issues trying to manage the transfers and all that, right? So again, there's an impact. We do know they've got rid of the physio. We hear that there's a lot of people leaving the club also. We had so many managers. I won't say the managers were really all terrible, but they were names and they still couldn't bring it forward. And the one person still there behind it was Muscle Brands. All right, so maybe there's a connection to what's happening down there.
Okay.
All right, so if you look at all the facts, the one person compared to everybody else moving in, moving out, that one person that stayed there was Muscle Brands.
Okay.
Okay, so there might be an impact down there.
But not so
we are
soon,
just
right?
hoping that it's
Not so immediate, right?
Yeah.
But do you agree
Right
with
now,
him moving or not? Brandon, do you agree with him going or not? That's the thing. Your personal opinion lah.
I would say yes lah. I would say yes, because like David Moyes, when he was there, the control of the movement of players and development of players, we bring in players at good who were ready for the team, not just name people to come in and then just to make the name. It's the people who can fit the team and play the same way, and they got guts, So what Rafa says, I want people who want to play for the badge. You don't want to play for the badge, get lost. He did it for big name like James. Okay, so that one already shows his stand, And even when he was with the other team, the red team, he get people who play for the team, Mati, they die for the team, that kind of thing. And I really want to see that happen here. We saw a glimpse of it this game against Arsenal. A real glimpse of it, which we have been missing for some time. So, I don't know. The impact is yet to see.
Yeah, again, I think the nearest is January lah, when we spend but with the FFP, I don't know how much money is going to be made available. Even if it's made available, whether we can afford to get in players in January. All right, but moving on.
Yeah, but hang on, one thing.
Yeah.
Today's news, for example, we got Broadhead who's playing for Sunderland and playing really, really well, scoring goals, and we don't have a scorer here. So maybe some of these people, Rafa might want to call back, but maybe things are being stopped. We don't know.
Yeah, I before we continue connecting to what you said is that, we've been supporting Everton for so long, and we've been loaning out a lot of players over the years. I've yet to see anyone that we've loaned out come back to us and actually really perform for us. Usually when the players that we loan out, they either end up being permanently sold, or they end up somewhere else. I'm just saying.
But everybody we loan out sometimes score big in.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the thing. We have a lot of players that we send out, loan out. They perform out there, but when they come back, well, not sure what's happening. But I want to talk about Arsenal. I want to talk about Arsenal. So going back to Razif. Razif, kemenangan terhadap Arsenal tempoh hari, adakah ini? Okay, Razif, because Razif dia main prediction. Itu nak tanya Razif, apa you prediction? Remind saya balik prediction awak.
0-1 tak silap, kalah
0-1 kepada Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Okay, itu sebab saya tanya soalan ni. Adakah ianya satu keputusan luar jangkaan? Sebab soalan yang saya sediakan ni, sebab saya refer balik Razif main prediction, dia predict kita kalah. So ni nak tanya Razif, adakah ianya di luar jangkaan? Itu persoalan dia.
Okay, pada saya memang macam mana okay lah, nak kata memang patut memang 100% akan kalah tu taklah kan, obviously there's always a chance kau nak menang kan. Tapi dengan saya fikir dengan kalah sebab dengan keadaan yalah baru kalah teruk dengan Liverpool kan, so player punya mungkin moral jatuh kan. Lepas tu dengan kisah kata nak ada kita punya supporter nak buat protes tu kan. Kan, jadi saya fikir okeylah, mungkin ada impact lah kan pada performance player semua kan. Jadinya, dan saya pun tak confident lah dia akan menang sebenarnya. Tapi alhamdulillah kan, player I think they took up the challenge kan. Kan macam Brandon kata, we want players to play for the badge kan. Jadinya itulah satu kata a nice surprise lah menang kan, because we need to win kan. Kan, tapi itulah, tapi adakah ianya orang kata just a one match reaction kan? Sebab adalah dengan kita semua dengan protes semua tu kan, mungkin Rafa manage tu apa nak boost up kita punya kata the desire kan of the players kan. Tapi kita tengoklah ni this coming match dengan Palace kan. Jadi adakah dia boleh maintain the same impact?
Relax dulu. Soalan tu sebenarnya saya simpan untuk okey. Relax dulu. Okey. Tapi basically itu persoalannya. Ya, adakah ini one off? Okey, tetapi now Abdullah dia tak sabar dari tadi. Dia jeling saya. Bila nak
dia tengok ni pun biru juga.
Bila dia tanya saya bila nak tanya macam Richarlison. Okey, Abdullah ni ejen gelap Richarlison. Richarlison hat-trick. Hat-trick dengan Arsenal, tapi 2 offside, 1 bulu hidung, yang kedua bulu kaki dia. Sikit frust kita dengan VAR So
that's why dia berbulu tu.
Berbulu tengok Richarlison.
Yang gol second tu tak patutlah merepek lah.
Tak apa. VAR nama macam mana. Kita gelakkan orang, sekarang orang gelakkan kita. Okey. So Abdullah, jika Richarlison berada depan Abdullah sekarang ni dan dia faham Jawa dan bahasa Malaysia, apa yang Abdullah akan cakap dekat Richarlison? Performance dia. Bayangkan.
Kalau dia depan saya, saya akan lebih bagi dia motivasi dan kata-kata pujian.
Kita pun nak dengar apa yang kata pujian macam mana tu nak akan bagi tu. Apa cerita sikit? Nak dengar sikit.
Saya panggil dengan dia sayang tau. Saya panggil dia
sayang. Okey. Sila sayang. Cepat.
Sayang, teruskan bermain dengan power.
Itu je. Power sungguh. Pendek, padu dan padat. Sayang macam mana? Repeat dia sekali. Sayang macam mana? Bermain dengan power.
Bermainlah dengan power selepas ni. Itu saya punya kata azimat dekat dia lah.
Kata azimat kat dia lah. Okay. Alright. So nak kena tambah sikit. Tell me about his character. 2 gol offside. Gol actually, dua-dua gol memang cantik. Cantik tapi offside. Dan kalau Richarlison yang lama, dia dah throw his tantrum, dia akan emosi, tapi nampak macam lain sikit Richarlison kali ni. Dia memang passionate, tapi what do you think, Brandon? Kalau you macam mana? Dua offside tu.
Okay, dia macam ni. Before this, he just couldn't get the ball into the goal. So the guy started throwing. He couldn't get he wasn't on the receiving end of any ball. So he cannot make use of the thing. The bola yang sampai dia pun no use punya ball. So that's why he was very frustrated. This time, ball coming to his feet. Not only this goal, he got few that he could have put it in. Again, defense of Arsenal throwing their body everywhere. Goalkeeper very good, deny him. But he actually put in 2 goals there. So he know the ball can go in, it's denied on somewhere else. So to me, dia punya frustration bukan pasal boleh score ke tak boleh. Does he get the feeding or not? Orang feed dia tak? So this time he's getting the feed. He is not feeling that frustration, no. He knows the thing is there. It's just when the next one comes in, don't be offside and score the goal, which happened lah.
Okay, alright.
Kalau is that one, it's not the frustration of score and then
kalau kita bagi bola dekat Richarlison, dia boleh score. Betul?
Yeah, tapi the thing is this, that you can see that guy didn't give up.
Betul.
We scored the goal, we were there and they were pushing. They still kept pushing, which of course we could have gone the third one with Iwobi one-on-one to keeper. Tapi didn't happen. But at least
you had to mention his name, Iwobi, okay.
I had to mention his name, but everybody was moving up because everybody kutuk dia. But tell me, he cleared some of very good clearances. He put his ball, his body on the line. Betul. You can't fault him for that.
Betul. You know, I mean,
I think as a team, they don't play very good.
Agreed. You know, I mean, luck dia tak dapat score lah, put it this way lah. But for him to be in that situation 1-1, bila last kita dapat bagi bola untuk kita 1-1 with the keeper, that is the most important. Correct or not?
That's right.
Yeah.
We created the chances, which was very, very positive. Hey, I'm like Razif. I also expected a loss to Arsenal. If I'm not mistaken, I put 2-1. Okay, but they showed character to come back from everything. They were 1 down after having a goal disallowed, and they still come back and fight. Now, I don't know what Rafa said, so whether it's Rafa's impact or something, but something changed lah. And it's positive lah compared to what kita nampak. They are playing, remember, most of us are diehard Everton. All right? Lose, win, or draw, we still support them, but we want to see them play with passion and heart. Play for the best. If you don't play for the best, what the hell are we watching the game? So even the people left 27, I guarantee they came back to watch the thing because they see the fight in there. Before the 27 minute, the 27 is just to show the management something lah. But I think if they wanted to go off also, after watching the first few minutes, they would have just, okay, let's not go off for a long time, just go for a few minutes, then come back, but watch the game. Because did you see Richarlison's interview later when he spoke in English? That means the team can go and tukar baju, come out, talk to the reporter, but guess what? The fans are still up there shouting and screaming and singing, The fans stay, that means.
Betul.
The backing behind the team was very powerful. I really respect that part.
Okay. So, kita duk cerita bahagian hadapan. Sekarang saya nak cerita bahagian belakang pula. So, ini soalan ni kepada Razif. I mean, for the past few games, I mean from beginning of the season also, setiap kali bila dah nak sampai ke hujung-hujung tu, minit 85 ke atas, minit ke 90, penambahan 2, 3, 4, 5 minit. So, Everton ni dia punya goyang tu lain sikit, lebih sikit. So, even versus Arsenal, kita Abu Mayen, tak tahulah dia ni budak Kelantan ke apa ke. Abu Mayen ni dia terlepas peluang kemasan untuk jadikan gol penyamaan. Actually, it was memang bolos dan lobos. So, soalan saya soalan saya pada Razif, adakah ini masalah, apa masalah dia sebenarnya ni? Okay lah, Mina tak ada lah. Mina ada injured awal-awal. Itu dia tak ada. Tapi kenapa bila dekat hujung-hujung tu kita tak boleh nak pegang bola, kita tak boleh maintain. Nampak macam goyang lebih. Itu nak tahu kenapa. Apa pendapat Razif?
So, tak tahu pada saya, kita daripada awal season pun kan, defense kita belum start pun kita dah defense is a problem lah kan. Kita fikir kita punya CV partnership pun memang daripada awal macam tak stabil kan. Kejap tukar orang ni, kejap tukar orang tu kan. Lepas tu kita tahu Coleman pun after dia punya injury dah memang tak sama lah, not as person anymore kan. Jadinya kita punya macam mana, pada saya lah, kita tak dapat lagi satu defense yang kan, partnership yang okey lah, yang stabil lah kan untuk tahun ni kan. Ada je masalah, Mina nampak dah okey, tiba dia injured kan. Lepas tu tapi tu lihat Lara ada seorang kan. Kan Keane tu kejap naik kejap okey. Tak tahu masalah dia. Kan. Holgate yang kira 2 tahun lepas kan, few years back macam okey, kita fikir dia ada orang kata even boleh jadi macam future captain pun. Tapi sekarang macam gitulah kan. So macam masalah kita ni tu lah, kita punya defensive players kan, kalau katalah seorang tu perform, lain tak perform. Jadinya tak pernah stabil. So apa yang pada saya lah, apa yang Rafa kena buat kan, dia kena, satu yang saya nampak lah kan, kalau dari segi set piece kita ada masalah kan, with defending set piece. So satu yang dia kena buat lah, dia kena make sure kita tak hadapi that problem lah. Nombor 2, okay lah, saya yang masalah dengan Dean tu kan, dia kena handle properly lah kan. Pada saya, he is still very good defender lah kan. And especially going forward as well lah, masalah kita kurang creativity going forward. So and Dean is a very good player kan, nak bagi crosser, bagi assist kan. Saya pernah kata, orang kata, ada statistik kata he is one of the best kat Premier League lah in terms of assist kan, top kan. Jadinya dia kena handle properly kan dengan player yang ada. Saya tak nak lah kalau just because one issue dia bergaduh apa kan, you buang terus kan, which for me is dumb lah kan. Sebab kita dengan masalah kita sekarang ni, kita nak dapat player gantian pun belum tentu ada kan. siapa yang nak masuk.
Betul. Saya setuju sangat. Saya sebenarnya suka Luka Dean tu. Tak tahulah kenapa. Last season actually he played very well. So, nampak ada bau-bau macam Baines macam, tapi season ni dia memang tenggelam lah. So kembali kepada soalan yang you nak tanya tadi, saya nak tanya balik kepada Brandon. So with our result, good result, I would say I would not call it a fantastic result. It was a fantastic second goal. It was a good result. So what do you think? Is this going to be the point where we change? Akan mendapat result yang okay or macam mana? No.
Sorry to say, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, if we go on to do maybe 2 or 3 wins, then we can look back and say. But for me to say now, I don't think so, because there's a lot of things. There's too many things to change to do. He's still trying out. Remember, he put in Gordon for almost the whole game. All right, he changed the movement a little bit. So we still don't know whether this one will work against another team.
Okay.
Dengan Arsenal it worked, but remember belakang we almost let go a few goals or so. We had to just be. Pickford was really running the show, but at times Keane will miss the ball lah, miss kick lah, everything. So the mistakes still happening. That last one that you talk about, Abu Mayang, started with what? One stupid miss kick, right?
Yeah, miss kick.
So it is things like this that it's not planned. It just happens, you know.
Yeah. Kita tak minta.
Settle. Yeah. So they need to settle into a formation that can help them, and especially with the missing people. But the thing is this, when the missing people come back, what kind of formation they're going to use? So we still don't know whether this is a turning point or it's just one flash in a pan, that's it.
Okay, alright. So seterusnya kepada Razif. Saya ada satu soalan last tambahan kepada Abdullah, tapi ini terletak pada jawapan yang Razif bagi kat saya lah. So dia macam exam dia tambah satu question bonus. So siapa yang, I mean depending on siapa yang akan main lah, tapi kalau bayangkan kita akan start the same players Arsenal menentang Crystal Palace. So siapa yang Razif ingin lihat perbaiki untuk permainan? Who do you want to see improve a bit lah bila menentang Crystal Palace nanti? Siapa? Razif tak dengar, Razif? Tak dengar?
Okay.
Okay dah boleh.
Tak tahu. Boleh dah? Okay,
boleh.
Tak tahu, saya tak suka nak fokus on one player lah, kan? Sebab at the end of the day kan, it's still a team sport, kan? So kalau kita kata kalau you one player perform tapi the other rest macam tak ya kan, so then the expectation will be a loss lah. Jadi pada saya everyone kan yang katalah the same team kan, same players main kan, for untuk on Palace kan, they have to maintain the same intensity lah. So maknanya kalau yang mistakes macam yang mungkin mungkin terjadi kat last minute tu kan, those kind of thing kena buang lah. You have to be focused. Everyone must be focused for 90 plus minute whatever kan, plus injury time semua tu kan, from the first minute up to the end dia kena fokus kan, and they have to perform give their best lah kan. Tak boleh lah kata dia nak harap kata this person kena improve dunia game. Saya tak adalah, sebab keadaan day semua orang kena improve kan. Kita bukan kudukan kita kan bagus sangat pun kan. So jadi everyone kena step up lah. Jadi for me that's my opinion lah.
Saya pernah cakap Razif jika diberi peluang dalam masa 3-4-5 tahun ni, jika ada mana-mana parti politik yang ingin mencari wakil, maka inilah orangnya. Sangat diplomatik, jawapan sangat padu, dia cover all the bases dan sentiasa maju ke hadapan. Saya actually betul, bukan apa, you know, some of the supporters dia memang nak target satu orang, dia ni nak kena ni, but you're looking at it, you know, overall the team, you know, at the end of the day, saya pun agak setuju juga, tak adil dan tak bagus kita nak dia ni. It is a team effort. Saya sangat setuju. Brandon?
Tak lah, at the moment of the game kan, mungkin kita marah lah, one player kan. Tapi
betul. Selalunya macam tu pun. Satu dua.
Very true. Razif, 100% agree. Tapi I just want to add, if I want to say any positions need to improve, I would say the defensive click, where they click together and was it protect the keeper. That's the part I see that need to really, because if we don't let go a goal, up there we got the chance to score one, we got a very good chance. So the defensive, if we're going to let go 5 goals, we score 4 goals also no use, we still lose. The defensive one is the one that protects the rest of the team, including the forwards, to go forward. No, because if they know that behind is solid, right? They will take a chance and run forward. So that's the
they'll
one
be more confident to go forward. Right.
Exactly. So for me, I don't think it's one player. I can't pick one player is at fault or one player is fantastic. It's just that for me, the defense have to be stronger so that the whole team has courage to go forward. That's it.
Faham. Trust in each other. Tahu yang semua orang akan melakukan tugas masing-masing supaya I can concentrate. Kalau I nak pergi forward, I concentrate going forward. I tak payah risau aku forward, tapi bila nak kena lari belakang. Aku lari ke depan, aku nak kena lari belakang. Penat weh. Okey. Ni soalan tambahan kepada Abdullah, tetapi saya rasa saya nak tanya selepas saya tanya soalan prediction. Saya tanya soalan prediction. Bonus saya nak tanya kepada Abdullah. Okey, prediction against Crystal Palace. Kita mulakan dengan Brandon dahulu. What is your prediction? Yeah.
Okay, seeing that, I really hoping that there is a change. I'm predicting 2-0.
2-0
So, sorry, Everton. Everton win.
Yes, Everton win. Razif,
we are playing away or home?
Kita playing away. Yes.
Away kan? I think we will win 2-0.
Palace makin nama main. Razif?
Palace performance teman. Ya. Palace okey tau. Palace
dia macam kita on their day they can whack anyone.
Okay.
Itu aja.
Palace ayam je Palace.
Okeylah. Memandangkan kan. The last few weeks saya walaupun lawan tim yang orang kata kita bukan favourite pun, saya fikir saya letak Everton menang. Tapi last week saya letak Everton kalah, kita menang. So saya letak Everton kalah agak lah minggu ni. Kalah 0-1 tapi dengan harapan Everton menang.
0-1 dan harapan menang 2-1 juga. Okey.
Okay. I like that.
Ada logik di sini. Ada sistem. Kalau main nombor ego ni kita tahu ada sistem ni. Dan Abdullah prediction Abdullah dengan menentang Crystal Palace.
3-1. Maka
saya dengan jawapan itu soalan bonus saya kepada Abdullah adalah Richarlison dia skor berbiji.
You tak tanya soalan tu you don't think Donny can guess apa dia punya answer.
Nak kena tanya.
Tak payah tanya soalan dia dah jawab.
Nak kena tanya. 3-1 Richarlison skor apa gol?
Hat-trick.
Kali apa yang offside?
3-3 tak offside kali ni betulnya ni.
Betul. Wah, Richarlison hat-trick
menentang
Crystal Palace. Okay, alright. Dan last
Shah, you will see Richarlison will come on the field he'll be using a tape belt, you know.
Tape belt pasal?
You know which one the tape belt. The one yang you boleh keluarkan and measure, you know. He measure is offside lah.
Saya predict seri 1-1. Saya predict seri 1-1, Richarlison tak skor. Richarlison.
Mana boleh?
Sajalah nak menyakitkan hati kau sekarang tak boleh pula. Okey.
Balik kan.
Okey, sebelum kita akhiri sebenarnya kita
Abdullah. Ada satu question untuk Abdullah. Abdullah, you kenal siapa-siapa yang boleh buat spa treatment untuk Richarlison dah?
Spa treatment?
Ada.
Shave bulu kaki dia. At least dia takkan
saya ingat Brandon nak cerita pasal happy ending tapi tak apa. Okey. Okey.
Hari tu dah happy ending dah.